best part about life is it ain't over until it's over. So as long as you woke up today, you have another chance to change your life for the better. So shout out to Milk Makeup for sending me these goodies. I'm going to be testing out the blushes in this video. I already have the primer and the setting spray, so I will be using those, just not from this package. 3 years ago, I was driving for Lyft, I was waitressing, I was starting and stopping all of these little get-rich-quick schemes, and honestly, none of them ever worked. I was selling press-ons at one point, I was doing lashes at a different point, and honestly, each new job that I tried to figure out just made me more miserable than the last. I truly felt trapped in my own life. I always knew who I wanted to be. It just felt impossible actually getting there. I couldn't figure out how to actually become this future version of myself that I could not stop dreaming about. She had everything I wanted and I could see her so clearly in my mind. I just needed to figure out a path to her. Everything changed for me when I stopped focusing on trying to change my external world and started focusing on changing my internal world. The problem is I was trying to live a new life with my same old mindset. Basically, I would just think of these business ideas, which were actually product ideas, but I was thinking they were business ideas, and I just run straight into it. No research, no planning, no strategy, no nothing. I just thought, I got a few thousand followers, they seem to like me, surely they'll buy this, right? Wrong. You cannot use and abuse your followers thinking that they're just gonna be there to support any harebrained scheme you come up with, okay? After a while, people get tired, you know? People get tired of every 3 months you've got this new business and they're supposed to spend their hard-earned money on it, and they know. They know the pattern at this point. They know that you are inconsistent, indecisive, and impulsive. And why would they give their money to you? They can tell, Lord, here she go with a new thing. Here she go with a new thing. Here she go with a new thing. And I'm not saying that to discourage you from trying new things. Definitely try new things. And, you know, if one thing's not working, don't spend too long, you know, trying to bring a dead horse back to life, for sure. But you have to know the difference between, okay, I've given this my all for a year and it's not working out, it's time to move on, versus, oh, I did this for, 30 days, nobody bought anything, so now I'm just gonna move on to the next thing and not even learn why no one bought this from me in the first place, right? I'm just gonna blame the product, move on, start a new Shopify, start a new free trial. We've all been there, right? We've all done it. I've done it for sure. And I'm not ashamed to say that I've done it, even though I know that was wrong and I was making a lot of mistakes, wasting a lot of money, a lot of time. But you know what? I also learned so much from those losses. I always say either I win or I learn. Period. And I did a whole lot of learning back then, but I went through all that so that you don't have to, so that I can come on here and tell y'all, these are the mistakes I made. Don't make them. They don't work, okay? They're gonna set you back. Here's what to do. So please understand, this is not me judging you. This is me speaking from experience, okay? I have been there, I have done it, and I really don't want you to keep going through it if you've already gone through it, or if I could help you not go through it at all, that would be great, honestly. Instead of, just watching a few free quick tutorials and then jumping right in thinking you can start a business like that and run a business like that, take the time to actually learn better so that you can do better. Even now, every single day, I have time in my day carved out just for education, just for learning new strategies, new tactics, new things like that, because I will always be a student. Always. Even though I'm a teacher, I'm also a student. As long as there is somebody in this world that has billions of dollars and I don't, I'm always going to be a student. There's always going to be more for me to learn. And in order for you to win, in order for you to live the life that you want to live, you have to adopt that student mentality too. Always be curious, consistently curious, right? So that you can always learn new things, yes, but always be on the lookout for new opportunities. You never know, a sentence you can hear, something you can see, and it will spark of inspiration will just light up in your brain. Always be on the lookout for new opportunities, new things you can learn, new things you can pick up. So now, speaking of things you can learn and pick up, I'm gonna share some tips with you now that didn't just change my life, they actually saved my life, honestly. So please, 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 if you are struggling right now, if you are trying to have a glow up and level up your life, take notes on this and use as much as you can to help you in your own journey. If you wanna dive deeper, I do have a free glow up guide in my bio, as well as the Sia Method book, which is the exact steps and painstaking detail of every single thing I did on my journey to go from broke and fat to bougie and fit, okay? If I can do it, you can do it. Let's get into these tips. First and foremost, you need to be focusing on your mindset. All glow ups start within. You have to start by shifting your thoughts, your habits, and your behaviors from those of an unsuccessful woman to those of a successful woman. You need to embody the traits and behaviors and actions of someone who is already where you want to be. You have to change your self-concept, because how you feel about yourself, whether you realize it or not, dictates how you show up in the world. So everything that you're going through right now is a direct reflection of what's going on in your mind. Even if you don't ever say it out loud, even if you don't ever tell a single other soul how you feel about yourself in your mind, your subconscious knows. Your subconscious knows. There is no hiding from the ether. And the energy that you have going on in your mind will spill out into your reality. So, get it in check. Change your self-concept. And that just means rebrand yourself in your mind, right? And what is branding? Branding is what your name, your brand, your product is associated with, right? So in your mind, what are you associated with? Things like maybe broke all the time, things like can't eat right, things like, can't get a man. All of these negative self-beliefs, you have to first identify them and then confront them and then remove them. Get them the hell out of there. Even little self-deprecating jokes like, I am such a mess. Girl, you know I'm a mess. You know my life is always a hot mess. Cut it out. Cut out the negative self-talk. Cut out the self-deprecating jokes. Leave them in the past, okay? Do the shadow work, and trust me, I know the word shadow work sounds very mystical, very woo-woo, but it's really not. It's really just digging up those pains and those traumas that you've buried down deep, and you think, listen, they don't affect me anymore. I've got them hidden. No one knows I even still think about this, but in your mind, you're addicted to wallowing in that pain. Those are shadows, right? Things that you've buried, things that you would never talk to anyone out loud about, but it's still there and it's still affecting you. And most importantly, it's still self-sabotaging you. Because you are so fearful and you have so much doubt in your own ability, your brain will do what it can to protect you from the pain of success. You have made money your enemy by thinking to yourself, I'm just not the kind of person that has money. Making $1 million is impossible for someone like me. I grew up poor, so I'm always gonna be poor. I watched my parents break their back for a low wage. So of course, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go break my back and work 40 hours a week and just barely get by and be struggling and stealing and borrowing. Okay? So because your brain thinks having money, having financial freedom is impossible for you, and not only impossible, but it's scary for you, right? A lot of us, we're not afraid of failure. A lot of us are afraid of success because there's a lot of responsibility tied to success. You have to then be responsible for your life. There is no more blame game. You have to actually wake up and show up every single day when you're successful. You think it's hard now to struggle? Success is even harder because you have to constantly beat yourself while also maintaining everything that you have, worked up to have to this point, right? And a lot of us realize that, so we're scared of it. I knew for years that I needed to lose weight, right? But I kept telling myself, I don't want to have loose skin. I'm going to look terrible with all that loose skin. As if my skin wasn't already loose. As if my skin wasn't already loose with a whole bunch of fat underneath of it, puffing it up. And I thought that, and I had convinced myself, I look better thick, 2 C's. I look better, with a big ass than I do if I was fit and in good shape and actually healthy, because then my skin would sag, right? Never mind that doesn't actually happen to everybody and that I'm young enough to where my skin would actually snap back. Never mind that you can get the skin removed. Never mind that you can do lymphatic drainage massages and different massages to keep your body tight. Never mind Never mind that you can lift weights, right, and replace that fat with muscle, and that will keep your skin tight as well, right? I ignored the truth because I was so addicted to suffering. I was afraid of success. I convinced myself that success would actually be worse than the failure of staying fat. And so for years, I stayed fat, right? Until I got over that shadow, until I confronted the fact that I wasn't actually afraid of failing. I was actually afraid of succeeding and then being responsible for that success. Once I overcame that fear, my brain stopped sabotaging me because there was no more fear to protect me from. There was no more pain to protect me from. Now success was my deepest desire. It was everything I wanted, and I convinced my subconscious that not only was it the only way forward, but it was the absolute best path that I could take. I convinced myself it's either this or die. And so my brain then began to protect me from the fat that was killing me, the unhealthiness that was killing me, the bad eating habits that were killing me. My brain shifted to start protecting me against things that were actually bad for me instead of just things that I was irrationally afraid of. That is the power of shadow work. So what comes after shadow work, right? You've cleared out all of these past pains and traumas and negative self-beliefs. Okay, now what? Now you have emptied your cup, right? Now you've emptied your mental cup, your vessel. So now it's time to restock, right? Fill it up. Except this time, instead of all the negative bullshit of the past, we're going to fill it with positive, encouraging, inspirational truths from the future. This is where affirmations come in. And once again, that sounds more mystical than it actually is because it's been scientifically proven. The actual scientific name for affirmations is self-autosuggestion. It is literally you going back in your mind, first of all, clearing out all the negative self-beliefs that you had, but filling your brain with positive self-beliefs. This is how you build confidence. This is how you build self-esteem. This is how you build competence. Okay? It's through affirmations. And it can sound like, oh, you just say these words to yourself and your life changes. Yes, because think about it. How many of us can say like, oh, I remember at some point in my life where somebody said something nasty to me, someone said some ugly words to me, and it dinged my confidence. It dinged my self-esteem. It changed a little bit or a lot, hell, how I felt about myself, right? Oh, my mom told me I'd never be anything. Oh, my dad told me I was stupid. Oh, my teacher told me I was slow as molasses coming out of a jar. Oh, my ex-best friend told me I wouldn't be good for anything but laying on my back, right? We think of all these negative experiences that we've had, all these negative words that have been told to us. So if these negative words can hurt, surely then positive words can help. And that's just how I explain affirmations to everybody. It's so simple. Bad words hurt, good words help. So you are then fighting against 20 plus years of being told basically you ain't shit. And now you are going back in and you're saying no, I'm not listening to them anymore. I'm listening to me now. I'm listening to the truth now. And the truth is I am worthy. The truth is I am capable. The truth is I am deserving. The truth is I am ready. The truth is I am her, period. And a crazy thing that happens is once you start speaking life into yourself, you start to see your future self. Visualization is a natural next step in the process of shifting your mindset. So after you've cleared out all the junk, after you've replaced it with positive truths, then you will start to have visions of your future life. And sometimes these visions will be so powerful that you will be laughing, crying. You have chills, or at least that's what happens to me when I visualize my future self. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's almost like the reality around me just melts away and my future self pulls forward, and I can see myself in those rooms, having those conversations. I can see myself doing certain works. I can talk to myself. I'm at the point now where I have conversations with her, my future self, because I am walking home to her, literally. She is everything that I'm aiming for, and I can see her clear as day. The way the world actually works, the laws of nature actually dictate that you have to believe it to see it. But society tells us we have to see it to believe it, right? But that's not actually how the laws of nature work. Everything that you're seeing is a reflection of your beliefs. Everything. Your internal world is directly creating your external world. Everything you see and experience is due to your beliefs, negative or positive. I saw a quote a long time ago that said, everybody's a self-made man, it's just only rich men will admit it. So true, okay? You have to believe in yourself. That's the only way any of this is going to work. And visualization is a good way to stay focused and to really adopt the emotions, right? The emotions of your highest self. And that will propel you forward so fast it'll make your head spin. And a good way to strengthen your visualization process is to write down what you want to see, also known as scripting, another mystical term that literally just means something simple. Just write down where you want to go, write down your goals, and develop a plan, a strategy for how to get there. Think of your dream life as a destination that you've never been to, right? But you want to go there. How do you get anywhere that you've never gone before? Your GPS, right? You map it out. You're old enough to remember we'd MapQuest and print out the instructions. That's a throwback. But no matter what, when you're going somewhere you've never been, you need instructions for how to get there. If you've been there before, then I'm sure you've memorized the way. Nobody has to teach you how to get home, right? Because you've been there so many times, you know how to get there. Think of poverty. Poverty is what you know how to get to, right? So you're going to need a roadmap. You're going to need help. You're going to need some directions trying to go the other way. So you can watch videos like this, buy books like the CM Method, download the Glow Up Guide, things like that, and curate with your input, my input, you know, the word of an authority that you trust. And then you can script out your dream life. And it's honestly a little bit scary how fast and how accurate your reality will reflect everything that you're thinking of, saying out loud, writing down. It will start to come to fruition in your real life. And when it first starts happening, it is a little bit scary. It is a little bit like, oh, shit. I gotta be careful, okay? Because I'm powerful, all right? I got a little power in this mind, all right? So once you realize your power, right, two things are gonna happen. One, you are never gonna play with yourself again. Once you truly know the power of your own mind and just how in control you are never gonna play with yourself again. You're never gonna play with your life ever again. And another thing, you're not gonna let anybody else play with you either, period. This is where boundaries come into play. In order to really glow up and level up, you have to have steel hard boundaries. It's gotta be iron gates on your mind, on your life, on access to you. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Decide what you want for your life and in your life, and then say no to every person, place, or thing that is not what you want or doesn't bring you closer to what you want. And you have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself. If this person that you've been kicking it with and, you know, loving, calling your homegirl, your sister, your ace boon for the last 20 years, and you know, that girl is holding you back. You know her presence in your life is detrimental, right? Especially to your future, but also to your present. And when you really look back and when you really think about it in your past, you have to let these people go. And it's no hate. It's no beef. It's just, I'm in a season right now where I have to love you from afar. And we can maybe get back, but right now I just gotta lock in and I gotta focus on myself. And if you really love me, if you're really my friend, if you're really my family member, then you will understand and you will cheer me on from the sidelines. You will cheer me on from afar. And if they don't want to do that, if they want to argue and fight and guilt trip you and gaslight you, That makes it even easier. Bye. Bye, Felicia. See you never, ho. Now, after you get your head on right, get your mindset shifting, it's time to heal your relationship with money. Financially struggling, being broke and impoverished, it's a traumatic experience. And every new time you struggle with money, it creates a new wound. That bit of fear when you get a notification from your banking app and never check it. That bit of fear when you go to the cashier and you put your card in, even when you know you have enough money in your account to cover whatever you're purchasing. There's still a fear inside of you because you remember when you didn't have enough. You remember that feeling of your card declining and how humiliating it was. And so you build all this fear around money. You're coming from a scarcity mindset, from a lack mindset, and that is just feeding the fear, right? So you become more and more fearful of money over time. And what did I just tell you your brain did? Your brain will protect you from what you fear. So when you are fearful, when you have all of those fearful feelings around money, your brain then starts to see money as a scary thing. It doesn't understand that you are afraid of not having money. It just becomes a fear surrounding finances, right? As a whole. So your brain will kick into protection mode and stop money from coming into your life because it thinks money is a source of stress. So it's like, okay, money stresses her out. I got to keep money away from her, right? So in order to stop that from happening, you have to heal your relationship with money and change your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, habits when it comes to money. And the best way to heal your relationship with money is to start learning how to save some money. Learn how to keep some money in your account. Most financial books and gurus that you'll talk to and read from will tell you to save at least 10% of your monthly income. And for me, I didn't feel like that was possible at the time. So I just started saving $20 a month. And I know that sounds crazy. That's like literally no money. But trust me, if you've ever been in a place where you needed $20, then you understand. I'm talking to people who have been on the bottom, okay? The bottom. And not having $20 to your name is absolutely the bottom. So if you've ever been there, then you know just how helpful it would be to, no matter what, when you look in your account, to always have $20 there. And that's where it started for me. Start where you are. Start where you are. I'm never going to tell you to jump off the cliff and start saving $1,000 a month. Meanwhile, you're only making $3,000 a month. Meanwhile, rent is $1,000 a month. And it's like, well, girl, where the hell am I going to get money for groceries and everything like that? Save what you can, but whatever it is, do it. Look at your income. Look at your spending. See what you can cut out, right? Go over your budget, do some budget planning, and set a savings amount for every single month and don't ever deviate from it. Even if you start making more money, leave it there unless it's a significant amount of more money, but that's a whole different conversation on what to do when the big money starts rolling in. I'll make a separate video on that. But while you are where you are, keep that goal in place and don't deviate from it. Sacrifice your savings last. Always keep that in mind. Sacrifice your savings last. That means whatever else gotta go or can go, make sure they go before your savings does. So if you gotta cut Netflix, if you gotta cut Hulu, if you can't get your nails done this month, if you can't eat out quite as much, sacrifice those things to make sure that you hit your savings goal every single month. I cannot overstate the kind of confidence and comfort that comes from always having some money in your account, even if it's just a low number. So many of us let our account hit zero, or worse, let our account be overdrawn. How many times has your bank account been in the negative this year? Be honest. Be honest. How many times have you overdrawn your account this year? That's not happening anymore. That's not happening anymore. From now on, every month, you're going to have at least $20. And in 2 months, it better be 40. In 3 months, it better be 60, okay? At the end of the year, you better have $240 saved up. Now, think, what could you do with $240? You can invest. That's where we're going next. So I may or may not have just realized that I have lash extensions, so I can't try out the new Milk the new Milk mascara that they sent me, but I will try this as soon as my lashes are also subscribed to my channel to see how I like this. But I am going to be using the 2 blushes today. I have the color Work and the color Quickie. These are so cute. These are really nice colors too. I think they're going to look really good on my skin. This one is mauve-y and this one's more plum. I'm going to test them on my arm first because I'm not sure which one that I want to put on my makeup. And I'm actually really doing my makeup for the day right now, so I can't just fuck it up. All right, let's see. My beauty influencer shit right now. That's a pretty color. Oh, I love that actually. She might be an everydayer. Let's see what the Miss Plum is talking about. These are so cute, but there's so much product in here, honestly. All right, now let's see this. Where can I do it to where you can see it on camera? Ooh, that's really nice too. I actually think that would look so good on my mom. My mom is this gorgeous deep chocolate brown. I think that would look amazing on her. I'm actually gonna send this to her. I'm gonna go in with Work. Now this is a lip and a cheek, and I can definitely see the lip. I'm actually gonna do both. So at this point in your glow up journey, you're really far. You've increased your confidence and self-belief. You've cleared out self-doubt and negative self-talk. You've healed your relationship with money and built up a nice savings. Now the real fun begins. This is the part where your glow up becomes visible. This is when your external world starts to match your internal world. This is when all that work you've been doing on yourself starts to actually change your life, starts to actually change your reality, starts to pull your dreams into your 3D. This is when you start making money. So the key here when it's time to start making money is to make your money work for you. That savings that you've been building up, you minus 1 month's rent, take that out of your savings if you've saved up enough to get to that point. But if you haven't, that's okay, don't worry about it. When you get 1 month's rent saved up, everything saved on top of that now is your investment fund. And what you're gonna invest in is not necessarily the stock market first, unless you know a great deal about the stock market or know someone that does, and only listen to wise advice from those who know what they're talking about, okay, first of all. But, oh yeah, that's pretty. How do we like? Now I'm just gonna set that with some powder blush. But keep in mind the 3 L's, right? Learn, leverage, level up. So I'm just going back over everything with a little bit more powder just to set everything, get that blush nice and blended in and give it kind of a matte look. I like my makeup to be more on the matte side. Insane. One size is that girl. The very first thing you invest in should always be your education. You need to first learn more before you get out here and start doing things and spending money and, learn. Actually get an education. Everybody is so anti-education these days and I don't get it. They're like, oh, you're just selling a course, you're just selling a book. Yeah, because it took me years to learn this stuff and you just want to get it for free? That's not how life works, okay? First of all, if you want to make money, then you have to get comfortable spending money, period. You not wanting to spend money on a quality education, those little free resources and little freebies, those little freebies are only going to take you so far. Stop trying to be the one that wants to get everything for free. Stop being so cheapo, okay? Learn to be confident and comfortable spending money. Get out of that lack mindset. Get out of that scarcity mindset thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get this money back. Yeah, you are. Just know the fastest way to learn and grow is to read and watch others who have been where you've been and have leveled up past it. Think about it. Think about the advantage of reading a book in 10 days filled with knowledge, information, demonstrations, and instructions that took someone 10 years to learn, and then compile, right? It took someone 10 years to learn everything that's in this book that you can read in 10 days. That is an advantage. Pay for it. Buy it. A money mindset is, I am willing to buy what I need to learn. A poor mindset is, I'm willing to work for, right? So poor people will give up all their time all day long. Poor people love to pay for things in time, right? You'll sit here and you'll watch YouTube video after YouTube video, hours, right? Getting free resources, getting a free education. People say YouTube University. And YouTube University definitely will take you up a notch. It will certainly level you up to level 1. But if you want to go further than that, if you want to go higher than that, if you want to go beyond that, then you've got to stop trading your time for education and start trading your money for education. Because you can sit here and get all the freebies that you can digest and learn for 6 months at a time. Because let me tell you what, I'm in this industry. I know nobody is giving their best sauce for free on YouTube. Nobody is giving the real nitty gritty of what it takes and what they actually did and the steps they actually took. Nobody is giving that up for free on YouTube. I don't care if they start their video with, oh, I don't have a course, I'm just gonna give it to you all on this free YouTube. No, that's a tactic. It's a tactic. And I'm telling you right here, right now, it's not true. Nobody is giving the real tea for free on YouTube. They'll give you a little bit. They'll give you a sampler. This video here, it's a sampler. And you'll get value from it. You can actually write these steps down, take notes, take action, and it will help you. It will level you up. It will get you to that next level. It will change your mind and it will change your life. But there's so much more, right? There's so much deeper that you can go, so much more detail I can give, so many more examples, and I can actually walk you through what it took and what I did, right? But I can't do that on YouTube. Or at least I'm smart enough to know now that I'm not going to. I invested my time and my money in learning a high value skill. And that high value skill is wealth generation. And so I am leveraging that knowledge into an income producing asset, which is my books, my affiliate program, and so forth, right? That is the point of this, right? I spent my time, my energy, and my effort learning this high value skill so that you don't have to. And I will just hand it to you for a fraction of the price that it actually cost me to learn all this. We are talking years of trial and error. We are talking thousands of dollars wasted or spent foolishly so that you don't have to, right? You can kind of skip all the pain that I went through and get right to my pleasure. Once you've learned, once you've learned and you had a quality education and you've then leveraged that high value skill that you learned into an income producing asset, all right, what's left? If you know the SEIA method, then you know what's next. After your education, after your equipment, then comes what? Your aesthetic. Be someone who takes pride in yourself. My mom used to say that to me all the time when I would go out the house looking a ragamuffin. She'd be like, Anya, get it together, take some pride in yourself. And that has stuck with me because as a woman, beauty is more than just vanity, right? It is your power, right? And it is leverage. Studies have shown that a woman, specifically a woman, not a man, a woman, benefits just as much from being in shape and traditionally pretty, seen as pretty, than she would earning a master's degree. For a woman, specifically a woman, it is just as beneficial to be beautiful as it is to have a master's degree. Don't get mad at that. Don't get mad at that. Take full advantage of it. Develop your personal style. Be skinny, be stylish. Try. Put your best foot forward every single day. Every day you leave out the house, you should look your best, whatever that means to you. Everybody's best look is different, right? Of course, because we all look different. So style yourself in the way that you feel is most complimentary, makes you feel most confident, makes you feel most beautiful. And do that every day, or at least a version of that every day, right? I'm not saying you have to full beat like this every day, but I do have my lashes done. So when I wake up, that's half the damn battle right there. My lashes are already done. I can just really quick, I've been doing my eyebrows for years at this point, and I can do my brows in 5 minutes. Now my brows are done, my lashes are done. I put on some skincare and a little lip gloss and I look good, okay? I look put together. I look poised. I look like someone who gives a damn about themselves, right? So that makes other people give a damn about me. When you go through the world with confidence, right? And people can look at you and tell, oh, she takes herself seriously. She must be someone important. She must be someone who matters. And the number one way to communicate that is to care about yourself and is to have a nice, poised aesthetic, period. Do yourself a favor, check out the resources that are linked below in my bio. I have everything from free to paid resources, so there's really no excuse. If you want to get started today. Make today day one. Stop worrying about one day.